Hi everyone and welcome to Studio de Sol. My name is Lina and in today's video I'm going to show you how I made the sunflower earrings, so let's get started. Here's what I'm going to be using in today's tutorial. I am using blue and yellow Fimo clay. Yellow comes in a line of soft and the blue one comes in a effect line. So I haven't tried it before and I was hoping it's gonna be translucent, but little spoiler, it's not gonna be that much of a translucent polymer clay. And what I'm doing first as usual is I'm conditioning the clay. I'm flattening the blue clay and then a smaller piece of the yellow clay. The blue clay is going to be the base for the sunflowers. And also preparing the brown clay. And using a small flower cutter, I'm testing out how can I cut out the small flowers in a better way, because usually what I do is as you can see, I'm covering the clay with the plastic wrap, but this particular clay is very soft on its own because it's a female soft, and even after cooling it down in the fridge for like 30 minutes it still was pretty soft, and my technique with the plastic wrap didn't really work. So what I did is I covered a little bit with baby powder and then was just cutting out as usual without the plastic wrap, and I was using my caulking bowl just to help myself to get the clay out of the cutter. And when I was done cutting out the flowers, I started applying them on a base. I'm attaching the flowers pretty close to each other. And after when I'm done, I'm adding on a little bit of texture to the flowers using an awl. As you can see, I'm just pressing on the leaves. And after that, it's time to add on the center of the sunflowers. For that, I'm slicing the little pieces of the brown clay, adding on in the center of the yellow clay, and then using caulking ball, I'm spreading it a little bit, or for sunflowers, a lot of it. It's a sunflower, so they can have a little variety of the centers. And after that, using an awl, I'm adding on again some texture. I'm kind of just pressing on an awl into the brown clay, and that creates those seeds texture. And after that, I decided to add on some leaves because the sunflower is looking pretty sad. So for that, I warmed up green clay, and again, using the small cutter, I'm cutting out the leaves. And as you can see, my technique was working perfectly fine with the different kind of clay and the small cutter. And after that, I'm just filling in the gaps with the leaves, adding them here and there. And after that, I start placing the cutters and seeing the picking up the pattern that I like. Also in this step, I noticed that I'm missing some of the green leaves, so I start adding them on as I was looking for the perfect spot to cut out the shapes. And after the shapes were cut, I'm just removing the excess of the clay and putting all of the shapes to the paper, and later on I'm just gonna bake it on the paper. And as usual, I recommend to check the baking temperature on the packaging of the polymer clay. And after the baking, as you can see, the color didn't change much. I expected it to be way more translucent, but it's okay. After that, I'm just sanding the edges. And also here I'm showing you the way of how you can attach the stud bases. So what I'm doing is I'm applying just a little bit of the liquid polymer clay already on a baked and polished piece, spreading it, adding on the metal stud base, and go with the raw clay and applying it on top, making sure it's all stuck and doesn't move. And after that, I'm kind of just pushing the piece through and getting rid of the excess on the edges. And you can leave it like that, but I don't really like the texture of the fingers, so I'm going with the toothbrush and just, stamping it on. It also kind of helps to push the clay even more, so the layer become even thinner. And here how it looks. After that, I'm just baking it for another 30-40 minutes. And here all of my bases. Now I'm just adding on the holes. And after that, I'm assembling the earrings. And here's my final result. If you like this video, don't forget to share with me in the comments below, and we'll see each other in the next video.